Hello, and welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a Buffy podcast where I, Melanie,
And I, Sean.
watch and discuss every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. We're glad you're here. If you have listened to the podcast before, welcome back. We're so happy you've returned. As a reminder, Sean is a longtime fan of Buffy and has watched these episodes many times.
Yep.
And I am completely new to it. I've never watched them. I have only a vague pop culture knowledge of the show. So, brand new. Hey, and it turns out we have now released 100 episodes of this podcast.
Yeah.
Happy
Between
100.
happy 100.
Very exciting.
Did you ever think when we had that first discussion back in July 2023, we'd hit 100 episodes? I mean, it wasn't all just like Buffy episodes. Like it's like we have our Scooby Snacks episodes in there and like our recaps, but still it's 100 podcast episodes. So thank
What
you.
are we up to, like regular, like just episodes? Like
This will be 86.
86. Oh, so we'll celebrate again.
Mhm.
Not too long from now.
No.
Yeah, that's exciting. Today we're watching and discussing season 5, episode 8, Shadow.
Shadow. Yep.
Yes.
Before we get there,
Yes.
we do want to share a couple of things.
Ooh.
I want to say hello to some Spotify listeners that have been leaving us some comments lately. One, Angelica Tinkerbell, who binged a lot of our episodes in a very short time and left comments on many of them.
And we loved it.
Yes.
We
and
loved
I
it.
think,
We love watching your progress.
yes. And I think we responded to them all.
We try.
Yep. There was somebody else on Spotify too, right, Melanie?
Elon Bond
Yes.
and
Also left a
our
few.
old friend Sam, who
Yeah.
we've corresponded with before.
Yeah. Sam is stuck with us.
I know, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and somebody was asking about, I think it was Elon Bond was asking about if we're going to have a contest this season. And of course, we'll have something. We just need to come up with an idea. And it usually takes us most of a season to do that.
Yeah, I would say it's like the last third of the season is probably when we typically do it.
I think because I am so unfamiliar with what's going to happen in the season, so it's hard for me to know the overarching theme and what a good related contest would be. So we got to wait a little while, but stick with us and we will do something. And I just this week bought another prize to go in the prize vault.
You're getting hooked on buying Buffy stuff.
I like finding things that, like, I always see the Funko Pops, which are fun, and the action figures I see a lot. But when I see something that I haven't seen before, I want to snap it up.
Mhm.
You know, something
Yeah, like now, at this point in my life, like I would want something unique.
right.
Like, and probably something that somebody made personally.
Yeah, like the bag that we have, Georgia
Georgia.
made, Scrap the
Yeah.
Catwalk, or I think we had something else that was made that we gave away at the Knoxville show. But yeah, I like different things. Stick around, you
Yeah.
guys.
If you want to, leave us a comment on Spotify, or if you're watching on YouTube there. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Audible or any place where you could leave a review, please do so. We love getting feedback.
However long we've been doing this, a couple of years now, it is still amazing to me. Buffy fans are so incredibly loyal to this show and will devour the content that comes around. But to me, I'm just like, oh, it's just Mel and Sean, and we're just BSing. It's so funny. I love it though.
Speaking of, yeah, no, I agree.
I know.
It's every time we get like a comment or a review, and I thrive on feedback. I mean, I think you know that.
Yes.
It's like at work and in my personal life.
Yeah.
So I just like seeing what people have to say.
Words of
Um,
affirmation. It's our love
yep,
language,
yeah.
apparently.
So speaking of loyal fans,
Yeah.
April 14th is
Yes.
International Buffy Day.
Yes.
And it is a day to celebrate and bring awareness to Buffy.
Mhm.
Get Hulu to change their mind
Right.
on the cancellation of New Sunnydale.
Yep.
And if you look at some of our recent social media posts or check out at International Buffy Day, you'll see how you can participate. Lots of Buffy artists, Buffy podcasters are doing something on April 14th. We'll be doing something too. So check our social media for that.
Mhm,
And if you want, you could mail some little cocktail umbrellas to Hulu representing the Class Protector Award with a note about what Buffy means to you.
mhm. Yep. Get everybody you know to pitch in.
Mhm. Now, what else we got going on? We got something going on in June, right?
In June 11th to 13th, Sean and I, and a bunch of others, hopefully, are going to be in Torrance, California for Hellmouth Con, which will be held at Torrance High School, the set location for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And they'll have all sorts of, they've got lots of cast members from Buffy and Angel that are going to be there. And so they'll have, panels and discussions and celebrity meet and greets and photo ops. And also, you will have access to the high school where you can go see the different areas of the school where scenes were shot. They're also going to have the Sunnydale Mall, which is, like a vendor area where we could pick up more fun prize items. And so we're going and we are going to rent a car as well. And we're going to drive around and find some other Buffy locations. If you guys have suggestions for things we should see, let us know. So we're going to be there and we hope maybe you guys will be there too. And if you are, let us know. We'd love to meet up with other people. We were talking about maybe trying to coordinate something while we're there, some kind of a meetup after hours.
Mhm. And if somebody did want to let us know, how could they do that?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. You can email us at thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com, or can they get in touch with us on the website?
They can. There's a contact form there,
There's
right?
a contact form on our website, which is thesunnydalediaries.com. Or you can comment, like Sean said, on any of those platforms that you listen to the podcast on.
Mhm.
Get in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media too.
And social media as well. Yes. We are everywhere, the usual places at the Sunnydale Diaries.
Mhm. All right. So this episode,
Yeah.
Buffy has to, I mean, she's grown up a lot already, but now she's got to grow up some more with Joyce. Joyce not doing very well.
The Buffy has had a lot of pressure on her in her role as Slayer, obviously. But now there's a lot of pressure on her in her role as eldest daughter.
Hmm.
And so yeah, with Joyce going through this medical situation that we don't know exactly, well, I guess we do know, but we don't really know exactly how bad it is yet. Yeah, she's got this little sister that she's got to worry about that isn't just a little sister, it's the key. And also she's got, the stuff with Riley I don't know, there's a lot going on for this girl.
Hmm.
And what is she now? She's like 19 in the
Yeah,
series?
sophomore year in college, 19.
Okay. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And she's kind of having to take on definitely a more adult role. In the
Hmm.
time of her life where, I mean, they say college is the most fun, the best time of your life. She should be letting loose and having a great time.
Just can't.
Yeah. Have you ever had to step into that role with parentals or otherwise?
I have. My mother had chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and it started getting really bad when I was in college.
Mm,
Probably like senior year of high school through the 4 years that I was in college. So, going to school, working part time, and then my sister and I splitting the responsibilities of having to take care of our mother, and it was tough.
yeah.
It was physically demanding, but just mentally, it was just a lot to take on
Mm,
at 19, 20.
mhm.
And then my mother died 2 days after I graduated college. So, dealing with all that, trying to put a positive spin on it, I think it helped make me a little more responsible, like, 'cause I had to grow up sooner.
Mhm.
But, yeah, for anybody else who's gone through it, I know how rough it is. What about you?
I had to have a discussion with my father once. I think I might have mentioned how when I moved away to California for a year and I thought that I was never gonna speak to my father again because we had a very tumultuous relationship when my parents were going through their divorce. And I ended up moving back, and I didn't talk to him the whole time I was there. I thought that was it. I was gonna walk away. But when I came back, I was like, "No, I need to reconcile this. I need to figure this out." And I remember going to dinner with him, and he was trying to justify his actions, and at the time, so what was I was 19 at the time, probably, and I actually at one point had to say, "But you're the adult. You're the parent." He was trying to place a lot on me, and I was like, "Oh, no." So that was me fighting against that, I suppose. In general, I think I had to adult up pretty quickly because of that divorce, and I was going to University of Miami at the time, and I had to leave that school because they both decided they couldn't afford because of this financial strain. My dad said he wasn't gonna pay for that anymore. And so I had to, like, man up really fast and
Mhm.
figure out how I was gonna do this college thing on my own after living, 18 pretty spoiled years.
Yeah.
But again, and so I remember at the time my mom wanted me to pay her rent the year that I wasn't in school, and that's when I ended up going to college or going to California because I was being kinda spoiled, and it was a rude awakening for me, like, "How dare you ask me to pay rent?" But then having to move out of her place and figure it out on my own, it served me in the long run. I became more definitely self-sufficient and responsible, like you said.
Right.
But
Going back in now. There was one point when I think I had finished up the first semester of my junior year in the clinical lab tech program where I went to the administration and asked, "Is there any way I could do this in 3 years instead of 2?" Because it was just getting to be a lot, and, like, they did offer that to me. I ended up not doing it, but
mm,
and the fact that they offered it was pretty nice.
mm.
You were an adult already, but, like, you had to take care of your grandmother too.
Yes, I did. My grandmother decided to move down to Florida to be closer to me. Well, to be closer to me and my mom, but my mom, of course, lived 2 hours away, and my grandmother wanted to move to St. Pete, which was where I was. And so I became the de facto caregiver. I didn't have to take care of her medical stuff, but I had to drive her around a lot. And I had to
Mhm.
leave work a lot of times because she would go out on her jazzy scooter and then not know how to go back to her residence, or the jazzy scooter died.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I had to gather up people to go hunt her down and get her back. But yeah, that was tough too. I'm sure a lot of people deal with that kind of stuff, having to take care of their elderly
Mhm.
family members, but it's definitely a tough adjustment. I see that a little bit with my mom, and I've said to her, sometimes she gets upset with me because I treat her like an old person. And sometimes she gets upset with me because I don't take into account that she's an old person. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a balancing act. It's hard, but you do what you gotta do.
Mm.
Just like
Alright.
Buffy does what she's gotta
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, and she does what she has to do in this episode, Shadow.
She did. She did.
Yeah, let's get
Okay.
into it.
Let's talk about it. I'm excited to talk about it.
I thought you would be. As soon as I
So
saw which episode this was, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna like this."
Sean usually texts me like some little something about the episode, before I watch it. He's like, "Okay, there's one scene, there's one thing in here I think you're gonna talk to me about." And as soon as I got to it, I was like, "Is it this?" Yep. You all can guess what it is in this episode.
So, we open up with previously on wait, we don't know her name yet. Claire Kramer is looking for the key. The key is Dawn.
Yes.
Riley in Willie's bar with Sandy, the vampire,
Andy, that's her name, yeah.
and he tells her his heart belongs to another. Spike's in love with Buffy, and Joyce and her bottle of conditioner were going to the hospital.
In the floral vomit bedroom.
Yes. And the conditioner is going in the floral vomit bag.
Right. Okay, so Joyce so this was the first thing I thought of. I was like, "Okay, so Joyce was just gonna leave and go to the hospital." Like, if Buffy hadn't walked in then, do you think Buffy would have come home and Joyce isn't there? and then somehow gets word to her maybe that I'm in the hospital for observation, I'm getting a CAT scan.
See,
Again, this is par for the course in this show where nobody talks to anybody
yes.
for these important things.
Mhm. My father did that recently. I was on a plane flying out to Denver, like, a month ago, and he emails me, "I had my pacemaker replaced today." I was so angry.
Yes,
I was in the
rightfully
middle of my
so.
Southwest flight seething.
Yeah. My dad did that to me once. I talked to him and he's like, "Oh yeah, so I was in the hospital last week with viral meningitis." It was really bad. We thought it was touch and go there for a little while. I was like, "Why nobody called me?" And his wife was like, "Well, he told me not to call you because you'd be upset."
Same with my
Yeah, I'd be
stepmother.
more
Yep,
upset if he died in the hospital and nobody told me he was even there.
yep.
Parents. Parents just don't understand.
So Joyce is getting a CT scan.
Joyce. Yes, and was that I've never seen a CT machine like that.
I think it was a lot of painted wood.
Yeah,
I
I
really
think so
did.
too.
And, like, the moving belt, there was, like she was laying on a big blanket, and
Yeah.
there's, like, hooks or something, she's being pulled by
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
PAs
yeah.
in the
Yeah,
back.
oh yeah, practical effects for sure. Um,
Yeah.
Dawn and Buffy are there,
Mhm.
and they're drinking their generic cola, and Dawn is asking stupid kid questions about CT. What is a CT? Who invented CT? Does it involve cats? Where's the cat?
So
Show the
then
cat scan. Is there a cat in the machine?
did they test it on
Do they
cats?
test it on cats? Is it powered by
Then
cats? Do they let you pat a cat while you're inside of it? Does it make a meowing noise?
can you only reset it 9 times and then it's dead?
That's a good one.
So
Oh my god.
then nerdy medical me had to look up what is the difference between a CAT scan and a CT scan because when we worked together, we always it was always just referred to as a CT scan. So it's just they updated the
Oh,
name from computerized axial tomography to just computed tomography.
oh, okay. Thank you, Sean. I didn't know that.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's asking all these questions, and Buffy starts to get a little annoyed, but she sees Dawn scared.
Yes. Yeah, and so she's comforting Dawn. That's nice.
Yeah.
So then we switch to the magic box, and we see that Giles put an ad in the yellow pages. Sean, do you remember
Mhm.
the yellow pages?
I do. You wanna tell our younger listeners what it is?
The yellow pages, there was the yellow pages, which was for businesses. It was a phone directory for businesses. If you needed to find a plumber, you went to the yellow pages and you looked up P for plumbers. And then you looked at all of the A plumber, A plumber, A plumber. I purposefully would go to the last plumber in that list, call that guy first.
That's smart.
And the ad that Giles got with the picture, the illustration and stuff, that was like an eighth of a page ad. That was expensive.
Yeah. Well, he's getting all this money from
I
the
know, with steady stream of customers. He's doing pretty
yep.
well already. But yeah. And then the white pages was residential phone listings. So it was
Mhm.
just have this is before you could even have an unlisted number. Everybody was in the white pages. You could just look somebody up.
Yep. Now, if I get one, like, one of the local ones, it goes right in the recycling bin.
Who's still using that stuff? Not me. So Tara is there with him.
Mhm.
And then Xander, Anya, and Willow walk in. Willow is wearing a very orange ensemble. It matches her hair. It's a very monochrome kind of look. And it made
Mhm.
me think, orange is a very underrepresented color in their wardrobe palette. And I'm glad that she wore some
Yeah,
orange. And it looked
right,
like she
yeah.
also had some of those real chunky highlights
Mhm.
in her hair. I had those chunky highlights at some point.
I immediately think of Kelly Clarkson when I see the chunky highlights.
Yep. Yep. Okay. And then Xander's irritated. This is a reference to the last episode that Riley didn't include them when he went and took out that nest of vampires in the
Yeah.
crypt when he blew up the crypt. Um,
Mhm.
Giles is drinking out of a green mug that is certainly lead based. And
I was gonna ask you about that because you have an artist's eye. What color? I mean, I know it's green, but, like, it's not a Kelly green.
no,
It's not a
I
mint
would
green.
call that spring green.
Okay.
In my glass, it's either called pastel green or spring green.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely lead. Tara and Giles are researching Claire Kramer. They still
Mhm.
don't have any information, and then there's a little funny thing where they're like, "Where could she be? In an underground tunnel? In a crypt? In a rat-infested warehouse?"
Nope.
Cut to her in a very beautiful purple apartment
Yes. Very nice.
with her demon servant, uh, Dreg.
Yes. Drag. So,
Dreg.
all right, I'm gonna jump ahead just a tiny bit, but we'll come back to this. So right after credits, they always throw in the actors, the like guest stars kind of
Mhm,
things.
mhm.
So I see Charlie Weber, who's intern Ben, and then I see Kevin Weissman, and I'm like, I know that name. So I look him up. So he played Dreg,
Okay.
but he was on Alias, not like the main character because that was Jennifer Garner, but he was like the tech guy.
Oh, he's like a primary character, though.
Yeah. And I was like, I never made that connection before
Stuck
because
around
right
with
when
Joss,
Buffy,
that's he's in the Joss
right,
stable of stars.
right when Buffy ended, like Alias was my new obsession, and I just never made the connection before. So I learned something today.
Alright. What was his name again?
Kevin Weissman.
Way to go, Kevin. So, we find out that her name is Glorificus.
Thank goodness I don't have to say Claire
Claire
Kramer
Kramer,
anymore.
I know, and then she says, "Call me Glory." I don't remember you saying it accidentally. You told me that you did, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, yeah. I think I even kind of mumbled it when I said it, not purposely. It just came out mumbled, and then I edited it out of like all the
Oh,
podcast stuff. But yeah, I did say it's so glory.
I think you give me credit for being that observant, that I listen to what you're mumbling.
So she and Dreg are talking.
Mhm.
He's just kissing up to her. That's not the right word, but you know what I
I
mean.
made a list of all the things he called her.
Do tell.
Okay. Most beauteous and supremely magnificent one, most tingly and wonderful glorificus,
Mm.
shiny special one, your elaborate marvelousness, terrifically smooth one, epitome of ankles, your creamy coolness, your extremeness, perturbed but ultimately merciful one, and most silky and effervescent glorificus. What is effervescent? We have talked about effervescent.
We have.
Why is that significant in our lives?
I don't know. Yep.
Did you call me effervescent or did I call you effervescent? We
Or
call
was it something from the show? Did they say effervescent in the
effervescent. That's like our secret word. Word of the day, effervescent.
if you see us at Hellmouth Con, run up and say effervescent, and
Effervescent!
you get a prize.
Yeah, there you go. So Dreg has a dark incantation for her to try
Mhm.
and find the key.
Yes,
But he says that you'll need some additional supplies. And she's like, "Ah, which I can get." She points to the Yellow Pages ad
for the
at the
magic box.
magic box. Yes.
Yep. Then we get credits.
Credits.
Once again, Riley is doing what I don't think a boyfriend should do, just walking into their house, which
Well, the
apparently was
door is
either
wide
un
open.
well, that's what I was gonna say. It was the door unlocked? Did he have a key?
No,
Like,
it
either
was
way, it's
like
weird.
it was ajar.
Open?
It was
Wow.
ajar. Yes, so I think he was worried. And then
Okay.
walked in and saw the blanket by the stairs. So he knew somebody was there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he goes upstairs and who does he find?
Spike in Buffy's
That
room.
sweater sniffer.
So I had just, like, turned away for a second, and I only caught, like, a millisecond of him sniffing. I thought he was sniffing panties.
I think on the way out of the room, he grabs a pair of panties out of the dresser.
Yes, he did, but I'm like, "I don't remember that." But it was a sweater, it was a pink sweater.
Yeah, they can imply that, but they cannot show it, I bet.
Mhm. Does your husband have a smell, and do you like
Does
it?
he he refuses to wear cologne. I'm always like, "I love a guy that wears cologne," and he's like, "I don't like cologne." But I have got him using, the body cream that you bought for me for Christmas,
Uh-huh.
that local soap maker lady?
Mhm.
I had a bar of soap that was the same fragrance, and so I put that in the shower, and he's using it.
Alright. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
So
And then, his man musk.
Well, yeah, yeah.
When he comes in after working out, I sniff his armpits. That's not true. That's not true.
So, Riley and Spike argue with each other, and I feel like Spike is good at doing this. He plays on Riley's lack of confidence and
Yeah.
abilities,
Yeah, he's pushing it
um,
for sure. Yeah.
and we find out Riley had no idea there was anything wrong with Joyce or that they're at the hospital.
Yeah, and this is just after they said this was in the previously on, where he's like, "I know" to Buffy, "I know you have a lot on your mind. Let me know if you wanna let me in on any of it."
Mhm. And I
He's already
don't
feeling
think
like that, yeah.
yeah. I don't think she's shutting him out intentionally, like, "I'm not gonna tell Riley about this."
No, it's just the natural state of all of these people. They don't even
Yes.
think
Yeah.
to share to open up that much. Like, they're very close. It's so strange. They're all very close and they know so much of each other. I think just because they're always together, but I don't think they share the deep stuff.
Yeah. The stuff that we share.
Right. No, I don't. There's like something I don't know. It's very strange, and they're all like that.
Mhm.
Even Joyce was gonna go to the
Yeah.
freaking hospital by herself. It's very
Speaking of Joyce,
yes.
she is in, like, X-ray reading room with guy in a lab coat, we find out is her doctor,
It is
and
called the examination room. There's a little
oh, I didn't
sign
see
on the
that.
door. It's the one examination room in the whole hospital. This is where they tell people they have cancer.
Yep. So Buffy's walking in, he leaves and mentioned he's gonna go follow up about the OR because Joyce needs a biopsy. Because
Right.
that's what happens, they do an X-ray and you immediately go to
Yes.
the OR for a
Yes,
biopsy.
she needs the biopsy. Yep, because
Yeah,
they
very
found a
sad.
shadow.
Yeah.
Yep, that's not good. A shadow is never
Mhm.
good.
No. Whereas in reality, they do the X-ray, then they have to schedule it for the biopsy. That's months later. Not months later, but, like,
They
weeks later.
yeah, they gotta send you to 3 different specialists.
Mhm. You need insurance pre-authorization.
Right, 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 yeah. Not it's not just, "Is the OR ready?" The one OR. They go from the one CT machine to the one examination room to the one OR.
And there's no recovery room, so they just kick him out from the OR.
No, he did say later she's in recovery.
That's true.
Right. Back to the magic box. They're not making any progress. But there are customers. That's good.
Mhm.
And then they're talking about what if Claire Kramer Glory is something other than a demon? Maybe she's so old that she predates language.
Mhm.
And
And then
so yeah, go ahead.
I think it was Anya who brings up the Dagon sphere, wasn't that created to repel that which can't be named?
Mhm.
And, well, how will we ever even find her? And Giles turns around, boom,
It's there.
there's Glory.
Oh my god. I do find it hard to believe that Giles wouldn't have keyed in on the 2 specific items she was buying and wouldn't have known. I mean, he has such a knowledge of of these types of things. All the books that he's had when he was the librarian and now, there's no way
Yeah,
he
well,
wouldn't have known this.
that's fair. Maybe he just didn't get to, like, cataloging all of it and checking his books for everything. He's like,
Maybe,
"Yeah,
maybe.
these look nice together on the
Yeah,
shelf."
yeah. So, yeah, it's a very quick purchase. She buys her 2 items and she leaves, and as soon as she leaves, he's like, "She could be anywhere."
Yeah. Back to the hospital, Dawn is sleeping in the waiting room. I'm like, "Oh, I don't
She's very
miss that." Sleep
unconvincingly sleeping in the most uncomfortable chair ever.
yes. I've been there, though. I've been in that hospital waiting room
Yeah.
and trying to sleep, and it's not fun. Riley, good guy, puts his jacket over her and
Mhm.
then goes sits by Buffy.
Yep, the doctor comes out, says everything went fine, Joyce is in recovery, and Buffy's like, "Well, what were the results?" "Well, let's sit down." That's not good.
Mm-mm,
That's
no.
and so from this moment on, I don't know where Riley went.
Yeah, I see him, like, in the background, he's just walking away, and I don't know if he did that because she didn't
Give
bring
her
him
some
over with her.
privacy.
Yeah.
I don't know. So she's got a low grade glioma, which is a brain
Mhm,
tumor, and he did say medical term for it. I didn't even write it down. I was like, whatever, it's a brain tumor.
Oligodendroglioma.
I knew, and I also knew that you would do it. So I know you, Sean. So symptoms are going to present themselves. We can't do anything until we determine it as if it's operable. Or
Mhm.
or there's other good treat if they can't operate, there's other treatments available. And then he says, nearly 1 in 3 people survive. Nearly 1.
Nearly one. It was like, but I'm sure there are providers out there who talk that way. Like, they just don't think about it and just ugh,
He's just
so
heaping information on her.
a
A
lot.
lot.
Yeah,
And then he asks Buffy if Joyce's insurance requires copies of the MRI and the pathology reports. I don't know if my insurance would require that kind of stuff. How is this 19-year-old supposed to know her mother's insurance policy details?
exactly. Yes.
Oh,
And as
yes,
someone who
in addendum 4, line 36, it does state.
works in that industry, this is so ridiculous. First, the doctor's not gonna care about that.
Right.
And if they need it, they're gonna go through the hospital. I mean, I get it. I understand why it was thrown in there just to, like, put more
Yeah.
stress on
Yeah.
her and stuff like that. I did Google the tumor type just to see because he was describing symptoms like personality changes and, like, being unsteady and stuff like that, and that all was accurate, so that was good.
Okay, alright. Way to go. Way to go, Joss. And then he's like, "Does she use a cell phone?" I mean, I know
And Buffy
why.
didn't know.
I know why, but I'm like, "What a stupid question."
Yeah, that whole line of questioning.
Yeah,
But, I
yeah.
mean and Buffy is just, like, at this point, I think has moved on to shock. Like, she is just
Yeah, she's tuned out. She's tuned
yeah.
out. It's too much. And then, of course, who happens along? I'd be really disappointed if intern Ben doesn't turn out to be, like, a key character, like a key plot device. Something
Mhm.
important has to do with this guy because he just coincidentally shows up all the time. Like
Is
he's
it he should
stalking her in the hospital or something.
well, is it that he shows up coincidentally, or they're just in the hospital a lot?
Yeah,
Like, she's not running into him at the
you know
espresso
how
pump.
big the hospital was that we worked in? Like, to have the
Yes.
same intern just happen to be where you are?
Melanie, they only got 1 CT and 1 exam room.
Yes, this is a good point, yes. Right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. We do
And
see a lot of men.
and then he, like, tricked the doctor to get him out of there because he was stressing out Buffy. But then he's like, "Your mom's gonna be unconscious for the next 6 to 7 hours."
Yeah,
Why would she be unconscious for that long?
she wouldn't, it's a plot device.
Right. I'm like, "What? What did you do to her? She was getting a biopsy, for goodness sake. Is she still under anesthesia? You need to adjust the dose, my friend."
So he tells her, "Just get out.
Yeah,
Go do something for yourself."
yeah,
And, of course, she doesn't do
of
that.
course not.
No,
Of
Riley
course
comes back, and he wants to help,
yeah,
and, she sends him away.
yeah.
She "Can you take Dawn out of the hospital?" And
At this point, Buffy is snapping into "I need to control something" mode. Like, she's
mhm,
feeling out of control and stressed out, so she's like, "I gotta do something."
mhm.
So, what she says is she's gonna go to the magic box and figure out some kind of healing spell she could do.
She tells Riley, "Don't tell Dawn anything about the biopsy."
Right.
Then they go to the magic
Okay,
box.
whatever. I didn't even write that down because that's just how often this happens. Don't tell anybody anything.
And Anya's going through the receipts, and she sees her, it's like, "Hey, hey, hey!" Giles comes running over because you're disturbing the customers.
Yes.
And we find out that the Coles amulet and the Sobekium bloodstone should not be sold together.
Mm-mm.
The amulet is a transmogrification amulet, which I don't know if I would know what that was if it wasn't for Harry Potter.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry if you know it because Willow is going to turn to the camera basically and say, transmogrification is. Okay,
Uh,
so then we cut to Riley and Dawn at the amusement park
mhm,
having ice cream. And Dawn is scared about Joyce. And Riley is trying to comfort her. This is what he does. He comforts the Summers girls.
mhm.
And then she's going, she does this a lot in the few episodes she's been in already. She doesn't even realize she's saying something that might be hurtful or, cause stress. And she starts telling about how he's better for Buffy than Angel because with Angel, she was like, he was her world and da da da, and you're not like that.
Yeah, she doesn't get all worked up
Yeah.
for you like she did for
Oh,
him.
thanks. Yeah.
Ouch. I thought it was interesting how, like, she was talking about her 10th birthday party right when they moved to Sunnydale, and Joyce
Mhm,
rented out the carousel,
mhm.
and they're like, "Wait, that never actually happened."
Right. Well, in my mind, I started doing the math and I was like, okay, so yeah, so what is she, 15? So this would have been
Mm,
like Buffy's freshman year
I
of high school.
yeah, 8th, ninth grade, yep.
Why didn't we hear about this? Oh, because it didn't happen.
Yeah,
I
basically.
made the same joke you did. So, yes. So, okay, back to the magic box. Buffy, you can tell she's feeling very desperate,
Mhm,
and she's told them she wants to find a healing spell, and they're trying to talk her out of it and saying, you shouldn't fool around with that kind of stuff because you could really have bad outcomes. And then there's kind of a funny moment where Anya almost spills the beans about Glory being there, and they try to play it off, and then Giles does have to fess up what happened, and it's a little bit awkward.
mhm.
And he's like, "If it's any consolation, I may have overcharged her."
Yes. So we hear more about the Silbakites. They worshipped a reptile demon.
Mhm.
Xander comments, but why can't we just find like a group of bunny worshippers? Which Anya immediately freaks out.
So, what is it with Anya and bunnies?
She's scared of bunnies.
Do we know why she's scared of bunnies?
Not at this point.
Okay, alright.
I'm not saying we'll ever learn. I'm
It's
just
just a
saying
weird
not at
thing.
this point.
Okay, alright. And then yeah, and then Anya's like, "Thanks for those nightmares."
Yep.
So then we find out that Glory is going to transmogrify a cobra.
Hmm.
We don't know what she's gonna do with it, but Buffy leaves because she has to do something.
Hmm.
Again, trying to find control where she can.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's the zoo.
It is the Sunnydale Zoo.
Yeah, we get our plate glass moment of the episode. She breaks the window and pulls out a toy
Okay,
snake.
alright.
Go on.
It's it's basically like this, right? Like, they show it and it's just doing this. Like, it's so obviously a rubber snake that they
Yes.
just,
Yeah.
like, attached a rod to or something, and then when she
Yes.
takes it out, it's, like, not even moving, like, she's like
No, she's moved. She's trying to move
yeah,
it with
she's
her
moving
hand.
it, and she's like, "I'm gonna make you a star," but it basically looks like this. It's like
That was
until they
amazing.
go to put it in the urn, it is an actual snake, but
Yes.
when she oh my god. I rewound that and watched it like 5 times. I think I drew in the room to watch this with me.
I wanted to, but I ran out of time.
It was the
Yes.
best. I did a screen grab of the video I will send to you because it is my favorite thing of this episode. No doubt.
Really? This is the favorite.
That
I thought it'd
snake
be a little
that
later.
snake doing this,
No, I
just wobbling back and forth, that rubber snake. Oh my god.
yeah.
The snake was by far the best part of this whole episode.
Yes. She and Dreg are performing the
Right.
transmogrification ritual
Yeah.
spell, and then in runs Buffy. How
Yeah.
she knew to go to the zoo, I don't know,
Slayer sense.
but yeah. Well,
Well,
I guess she
where else
knew
would a
to go to
cobra
the
be?
zoo because we knew that the Sobakites were reptile
Right, right,
worshippers.
yes.
Okay, I'll give her that.
So Buffy runs in and attacks Glory, who is not even phased about this fight.
Mhm.
She's just like talking through it. She's not out of breath. She's just like, get
She's like
away
how
where I'm
Buffy
at.
normally is, yeah,
Yeah,
with vampires.
yeah. They do finish the incant. Oh, and then she throws Buffy into another plate glass. We have two plate glass moments here.
Mhm,
Um, they finish the incantation, and the Cobra monster emerges.
mhm.
Love the Cobra.
All CGI at this point.
So bad. Do you remember the early 80s movie Clash of the Titans?
No, I only saw the more recent one.
I'm gonna find the video that I wanna compare this to
Okay.
because okay, so that was at Harryhausen. Harryhausen was a, um, well-known effects guy, I think he was,
Okay.
but it was, like, bad effects, Harryhausen, and this reminded me of that. It's like, okay, that was done in 1981. This is a lot of years later, and that
Mhm.
CGI was so bad. Like, back to season 1 bad. Let's take it back.
And it's funny because a vampire does get staked in this episode,
Yeah.
and that CGI was good.
Yeah. I don't know. This was their first snake demon.
Yeah.
No, wasn't?
And no,
This was their first cobra demon.
there you go. I'll give you that one.
Cobra monster. The spawn of Sobek. And so Buffy slips out while Gloria is talking to the snake monster.
Mhm.
I can't get a handle on her personality.
Okay.
Like, sometimes I'm like, "Okay, she's playing her character from Bring It On." I
And then other times?
I just don't know. I'm like, it's the mayor's weird personality. He was like the big bad and really evil, but he was just like this dad,
Yeah,
like the dad vibe. She
yeah.
just has like the mean girl vibe
Mhm.
or something, like mean mall girl.
Yeah.
Not necessarily scary in a traditional sense,
Yeah, and
you
a
know?
typical
Yeah,
monster, yeah.
yeah, and like wrapped up in a beautiful woman package.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Hopefully I'll figure that out soon. Back to the magic box. Riley coming in looking for Buffy. Again, have
Sorry.
no idea where she is.
They're like, "Oh, you didn't know? She went to go fight the woman because
Yes.
they don't know her name yet."
Yep, yep.
And Riley's annoyed.
Yeah, and Xander makes a good point. He's like, "Yeah, how that's pretty crappy to leave without your team and not, have some backup with you."
Mhm. Well, that's different.
Yeah, it's different. And then Xander's like, "Are you okay?" And Riley says, "I'm just a little crazed." That's how I'm gonna answer people now when they ask me, "How are you?" I'm just
Just a little
I'm just
crazed.
a little crazed.
Glory sends the snake to go check holy places
Mhm.
because the monks that originally had the key.
Yes.
So now it's not CGI snake anymore.
Now it's
Now it's
puppet snake or,
puppet snake.
costume snake.
Yep. Just as good as the CGI, better, worse?
Oh, I preferred the costume, but the costume was awful.
Oh, yeah.
But I preferred it over the CGI. The CGI might as well have been a cartoon.
Yep. So it checks the church, nothing.
Yeah.
It moves on.
Very brief shot of him in that church.
Yeah.
Like, just enough for you to know it was a church, and this guy slithers through very quickly.
Mhm. Mhm. Giles and Buffy on the phone. Buffy's at the hospital. Giles still at the magic box. Dawn is going to be at the magic box soon because school's almost over, and Giles will keep an eye on her.
She is helping herself to free supplies that are on the cart in the hallway. You
Yep.
know, have yourself some gauze.
Yeah. We get a montage of Dawn looking scared, Joyce and Buffy talking.
Everybody's alone.
Yep.
Everybody's
Oh,
sad. Riley's at the bar, right? Drinking his troubles
mhm.
away.
Yep. That vampire comes in.
She wants another shot.
Mhm. When Joyce and Buffy are in the room, there is a monitor off to the side. I don't know if that's supposed to be a heart monitor, blood pressure, respiratory, but it had 29 on it, and that number isn't good for any of those. Like, you don't want your pulse that low. Respiratory rate shouldn't be that high.
Oh boy, I love you, Sean. I'm glad you noticed these things.
Yep.
So this time, Riley does go with the sexy vampire lady, and he lets her bite him.
Yeah.
And
And then as she's doing it, like, she has the teeth in,
yeah,
and he's faked her.
yeah.
So you think he did that just to feel something?
Oh, I thought he was depressed, and it was a way of like suicide by vampire. But then he had
Oh,
second thoughts because
okay.
he's probably pretty heartbroken at this
Oh,
point,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I thought he was gonna let her turn him, so then he could be up there with Angel, they'd both be vampires, and maybe that would be the darkness that she wants.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have been any
I
of that.
like that.
Thanks. I could write this show.
Back to the snake, he goes to the amusement park
Yeah,
where Riley and Dawn were,
yeah,
and by the carousel, and the eyes turn red.
yes.
And then we go to the magic box outside, Buffy walking in, and we see the CGI snake coming
Plate
down the
glass. It goes
road.
through the plate glass in the front of the store.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh, goes right up to Dawn. The eyes go kind of reddish purple this time, and it immediately turns around and slithers out.
Well, no, because she screams.
Yes, she does
She
scream very
screams a
loud.
lot, and then
Yes.
he gets scared and he leaves. And they did this shot behind her head, to see that but she's obviously not screaming when they did that behind
No,
you can see
no.
but her head is not moving, she's not screaming.
Yeah, yep, I had the same thought.
Yeah,
Buffy says to Giles it knows about Dawn being the key and runs after it.
yep,
Giles comes up with his little sports car and
yeah.
Buffy opens the door. Now it's an open convertible. She could have just jumped in. She's the Slayer. No.
Yep, yep.
And then immediately drives into a dumpster.
Yes. Yeah. They're chasing the snake, and you just get all the CGI of the snake slithering all over the place in town. The snake makes it to another park. For some reason, the fence is all covered in black tarp. We don't know why, but he busts through that. And then, okay, this was my other favorite thing. You ready? Okay,
Yes.
I gotta get off camera for a second. Okay,
Oh no.
okay, yeah, you're gonna love this. Wait, okay. This is the snake. Although he does it much smoother.
I had the same thought.
Right? Like he's
Yeah.
obviously that puppet is on a track that they're just
Yes.
wheeling through the camera frame. I have to tell you that I was trying to get Drew to help me reenact that this afternoon, and it involved a wheeled dolly and
But she knew.
him in front of me on his knees, bracing my legs and trying to push the whole thing through the camera frame. We were
Oh,
so
dedicated.
afraid that I was gonna break my neck.
Oh, you're really pushing the use of props. I love it.
I'm going for the cheap laughs. Buffy jumps on its back with this chain that she picked up,
Mhm.
puts it around his neck and chokes him out. But he gets in a final jump scare and comes back, and she goes at him now with old fashioned street brawling and just punching him in the head. And then there's this awesome long shot of her punching the head of the puppet. There's obviously nobody in that costume anymore.
Yeah,
She's just wailing on it.
yes.
I loved this snake.
I knew you would.
I loved it.
And she eventually kills the snake.
Yes. Yeah. And then
Um,
we kind of pan up and we see Glory in her mansion, in the window of her mansion, and she's not happy.
no, she's very angry. She's angry with Dreg.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so then we're back at the hospital, right? Hang on.
Mhm. I
Where's it
almost
going?
did this too.
Oh no. So we're at the hospital and Joyce is gonna talk to Dawn, but she's like, "Do I look okay?"
For our audio listeners, Melanie has a giant piece of gauze or just a napkin taped to her head
Oh, it's
where,
medical grade gauze, Sean.
oh, wow.
I'm
Oh,
authentic here. Oh wait,
yeah.
tape is not good.
And it looks as ridiculous as Joyce's did.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, there. All right. Yeah. She's like, "Do I have bed hair? Do I don't look like scary mom, do I?" I'm like, "You look like a crazy person." I mean, I know you just had brain surgery, but she's gonna know that.
Mhm.
And Buffy's like, "You look beautiful."
She leaves the room, Dawn goes in, and she's snuggling with Joyce, and then outside in the hallway, Riley walks up wearing a turtleneck because,
Yes,
vampire bite.
yes. Everybody else
Um,
is in sleeveless shirts, shorts, and he walks in with a cable knit turtleneck sweater.
yep.
But again, nobody asks him about it.
Yeah,
Why the hell
yep.
are you it's 85 degrees out there. Why are you wearing a turtleneck, weirdo?
A and he's trying to console Buffy, he tells her, "Let it out,"
Mhm.
hugs her, and she can't do it. She
Well, I thought I mean, she's right. She said, "I can't because if I start, I won't be able to stop."
Mhm. I've been there.
Yeah, right. But then Joyce calls her, and she just she just turns around and walks away and leaves him
And
standing there. Not only just walks into the other, but she closes the door behind her.
yes, yep.
'Cause he's just
And
standing there alone in the hallway.
yeah, that's how it ended.
Sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, Riley, you need to stand up for yourself, my friend.
Mhm.
You deserve better than this."
Yeah. So how many steaks are you giving
I
Shadow?
originally had said 2.75 steaks, but I love that snake. I'm going 3.25.
Okay. Nice. I'm going 3.5.
Okay.
We got some good movement on the story.
Good movement on the snake.
Yes. Yep. Yep. We don't have to say Claire Kramer anymore.
Right. I'm thankful for that.
Yep.
What was your favorite line?
I think it was Anya about the bunnies.
Okay, I'm interested to see how that plays out. Mine was when caught Spike sniffing Buffy's sweater. He's like, "It's a predator thing. There's nothing wrong with it."
Yes. Also good. What did Anya say? Oh, because Xander mentions why can't it be bunnies instead of like lizard demons? And Anya, thanks for that nightmare.
So
All right.
that was Shadow.
Yeah. Our next episode, season 5, episode 9, Listening to Fear.
Listening to fear. Listening to fear. I'm gonna say listening to fear. Okay, this could go a couple ways, as a lot of these episodes could. Listening to fear could be Buffy is trying to still control what she can control in her life. And so she's going to go on like a Slayer rampage. And she's not going to be as careful as she needs to be. And they're going to say, you need to listen to your fear. Or it could be listen to your fear about your mother and what's going on with her. And it's okay to feel that.
Hmm.
Or it could be both of those things. Or it could be neither. The world is chaos. Nothing means anything anymore. What do you think it's about?
Well, I know what it's about.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I think if I had never seen it before,
Yeah.
I would hope I would make that leap to what you said of Buffy, basically trying to deal with it, listening to
Mhm.
fear.
Here, I'm gonna get my snake friend.
All right. You have a screenshot coming.
All right. I am opening the screen grab. I told Sean I'm so old. I keep calling everything a screen print. Screen grab. Okay. Ooh, what is this? What is the
And
episode called? Feeling
listening
listening to
listening to
fear.
fear.
What is this? This looks like a worm person, a worm demon, and
And I will
it's on the
say,
ceiling
yeah,
of a room with floral curtains. I'm going to assume this is Buffy's house, Joyce's house.
I will say I couldn't find a screenshot of it, but there is a bed underneath on the floor.
Well, that's terrifying. If somebody's in the bed and that's above them, Joyce is home. Joyce is in that room, and this is I don't know what it is, but it's very scary.
Mhm.
And maybe this is like the manifestation, not the manifestation, the anthropomorphizing of her fear.
Ooh.
I don't know, I feel like we've
Mhm.
already had that kind of episode where people really see their fears, but
Yeah, yeah, nightmares. Yeah.
yeah, listening to your fear. Maybe it's like whispering things to her, making her scared, making her
Mhm.
fearful. I don't know. Ooh, but I don't like it.
All right, we shall see.
Okay.
I know we mentioned our socials at the beginning of the episode, but you want to do a quick run through one more time?
Hey, you guys. Yes, we are everywhere that matters, and we are at the Sunnydale Diaries. We have a website, which is thesunnydalediaries.com, and that's where you can find our episodes. You can find a link or an invite to our Discord server. You can find a link to our Zazzle.com merch store. You can find a link to my Etsy fused glass shop.
On the website, there's also a link to the change.org petition related
Ooh,
to New
yes,
Sunnydale.
yes. Who knew we were going to become such activists? And then we also have an email, which we've mentioned. It is the sunnydalediaries at gmail.com. Feel free to reach out, you know, having a few drinks, feeling a little tipsy. Who can I talk to? You can talk to us. We love getting drunk emails. We love sending drunk emails
And text.
and texts. So, when is our next episode going to be released?
That will be Listening to Fear will be released the week of April 22nd.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
I know we have a couple other bonus things that we are going to be releasing that we recorded while I was visiting you. So
Yes.
I'm excited for everybody to see that.
Mhm. The most recent one that we did, our Scooby Snacks episode, where we tasted SpaghettiOs and other canned pastas, is out. I feel like you really got to see the video for it to
The full
you can
effect.
really, yeah, get the full effect. So, video is available on YouTube and Spotify.
I almost spoiled it. I almost spoiled the results of our taste test. My face was ready to betray me.
All right, so we'll be back with Listening to Fear.
All right. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.